Hey y'all, how y'all doing? My name is Jason Sagi. The former artist name is Jordy Hendricks. Yes, I'm wearing my Lincoln sweater, my Lincoln sweater from 2014. I want to share you like pretty much of the things that I pretty much learned now in my 20s. Since 2026, is like the 30th birthday of Jason. So I want to share you like pretty much the 5 things that I've learned like in my 20s. So the things that I've learned in my 20s and the 5 things is that like the one thing I've learned in my 20s is that like you have to like stop lying to yourself. And the reason why it is a huge part of of that is because like I've been in many situations in my 20s that I've lied to myself. I've started friendships, relationships, and other stuff. It hurts a lot to the past, not because of everything else. And I'm not like one of them red pill gurus and shit, but but I have learned a lot happening in my speed and not only controlling the everlasting stuff, but you're gonna get so far when you break yourself in the things that you do. Number two is that like you gotta put yourself out there. So the one thing I have not learned about myself is that like I don't put myself out there as much, and I honestly like for me like I haven't put myself out there because like I'm like more of not being socialized, not being the way that I am. Like it's a reason why that I'm not social enough to actually tell you all this and tell you the truth of things. But it's a thing that you have to do all these stuff, all this stuff because all that's turn around. Number three, and number three is actually huge for me, and I hope this will actually help you. This so number three is that number three is that like love. Love is meant to be socially connected. It's not to be for pornography or masturbation. See, it's gonna be a hard one for me to break this out because I know it's gonna be a lot easier for me to tell this and stuff like that. But when I was in my 20s, like I would watch a lot of porn and stuff like that. And this happens way before my 20s. Like I was a teenager in 2008, and basically at that time, when I was in a teenager, like I was watching a lot of I watched a lot of X videos and XNX until it upgraded drastically until that movement actually came for real. Not because of one thing that it was, you know, because it became like an overall consistent thing, progress in moment of daily times, and it was just not worth it anymore. So like for anyone who's out there and stuff like that, like I'm gonna tell you that like pretty much consistently and all that stuff, like you have to stop watching porn in in your 20s. So this is the way that I've learned completely, like in my 20s. Like I tried to quit watching porn multiple times, but the urge come back basically hit deeper. You know, like like you guys, if you want to stop watching porn, like you know, like like you have to do like the self mastery deep work for yourself. And for me, like I've done a lot of self mastery work, done a lot of self mastery work, and then a lot of like healing myself by actually moving away from Tallahassee to now Gulf Shores. So that is kind of the reason why I did that. Number four, and this is probably the honest truth. Like put your money where your mouth is. And the reason why, because I had that multiple times in my own career. Not because of everything that's happened, but because of the stories that I would tell myself completely and actually lie to myself drastically and personally, and the emotions that come with the whole thing. And I know it's bad for a lot of people to understand it that when you lie yourself, you hurt yourself a lot deeper. So, like, if you don't put your money where your mouth is, like, you're only going to hurt yourself only because of the institutions and stuff like that, not because of the way that you understand it pretty much in life. And also, like, when you, like, And also when you don't put your money where your mouth is, like, you know, like, for example, like, oh, I'm gonna stop watching porn, oh, I'm gonna do this, oh, I'm gonna do that, you know, like, eventually, like, you're gonna cause burnout and laziness completely, you know, like, for me, like, I'm a person who was former epileptic, and as a former epileptic, and, you know, a person who doesn't have budgets and stuff like that, it's not really gonna make you sound completely. And also, number 5, and I think this is very, very the most pathetic part of the day and stuff like that. Yeah, I know there's like kids playing in the streets for New Year's. But number 5, have friends that'll support your back, you know. And a gentle reminder of yourself. Don't compare to others that would actually make you feel normally bad about yourself and personally hurting yourself. And the reason why I actually say that because, like, you know, because like I was horrible with predictions. I was horrible with the stuff I was doing. You know, like, I mean, you know, I've been smoking weed. I mean, you know, I personally smoked weed before, and I haven't smoked weed again. That's a lie, basically. You know, and you know, like, and, you know, like, it would take, you know, and number 5 actually took me down this road so bad that it ended up, like, being my mom's house for almost a decade. You know, like, the honest way of lying to yourself is not a really, really good feeling, because it only drags you back into square one. So if I were you, like, level up and don't be a man. No, okay. So yeah, so if I were you, like, level up. Let me take that back. So if I were you, like, level up, take yourself seriously, because no one is going to support you unless you change yourself. And, you know, like, so for me, like, these are the top 5 things I've learned in my 20s. And I know I may go back, I may stutter, but, you know, like, this is the honest truth of what I've done with my life personally. So I hope everyone has a good New Year's and all that stuff, and I'll let everybody have a good day. All right, peace out.